Hello, dear students. Welcome to the online education of class 7 science. So, dear students, I had completed the theoretical part of the lesson soil in the previous class. So, today let us go for the exercise part. Okay, first let me read the question of the given exercise. The first question is as follows. In addition to the rock particles, the soil also contains. Okay, so in along with the rock particles, the soil contains the following, which is the correct option among these four. So first option is given air and water, second option is given water and plants, third one is minerals, organic matter, air and water, and fourth one is water, air and plants. Okay, so among these four, the suitable answer is along with the rock particles, the soil also contains minerals. Minerals are present. Organic matter is also present, and along with that, air and water also present. Okay, so air is very much necessary for the organisms to breathe. See, for the plants to breathe, even the water is needed for the plants to grow. So this all should be there in the soil. So that only the seed can grow into young plant. Okay, even organic matter is needed, minerals are also needed. So this is the third option is the correct answer for this. So let's go for the question number 2. So the water holding capacity is the highest in the dash of the soil, following soil. So what are those? Sandy soil, clay soil, loamy soil, mixture of sand and loam. Okay, so the water holding capacity is the highest in the following. So highest water holding capacity is present in the clay soil. Okay, so yes, let's move on for the third question here. So match the items in column 1 with those in column 2. Okay, so in the first it is given the the first column they have given the different layers of the soil, and second column so they have given their particle size or what is present in those kinds of soil it is given. So firstly it is arranged wrongly. Okay, misarranged, so we have to make it correctly arranged. So look at the answer side. So a home for living organisms. Okay, so which kind of soil is the home for all living organisms? No doubt at all, every kind of soil is the home for living organisms. Hence, the correct answer is all kinds of soil is the home for living organisms. So, second question is upper layer of the soil. Okay, so upper layer of the soil. So, what is it correctly matched word for this? So, upper layer of the soil is usually dark in color. Okay, this is the correct answer for that. So third one is sandy soil. Yes, what about the sandy soil? What is the size of the particles of the sandy soil? Yes, so it is contains relatively large particles of the soil, so hence it is called sandy soil. So this is the correct answer for that. So fourth one is middle layer of the soil. Yes, what does the middle layer of the soil contains? So middle layer of the soil contains lesser amount of humus but more amount of minerals. Okay, this is the correct suitable word answer for that. Last one is clay soil. So clay soil, what about the particles of the clay soil? Yes, the particles of this clay soil are small and they are very packed very tightly, so that no less amount of air can pass through that. So particles are small in size and they are packed tightly. So this is the correct answer for that. Okay, so now let's go for the question answers. Okay, so what is the question number 4? Let's see. Explain how soil is formed. So you have to explain the process of formation of the soil. Yes, let's go for the answer now. So soil is formed through the process of weathering. So as we had discussed in the beginning of the class, so during the beginning of the class we have studied what is soil and what is the composition of the soil. At that time how the soil is formed, that I had explained. So same thing let us discuss now. So soil is formed by the process called weathering of the rocks. Okay, so what is weathering? So weathering is the process of physical breakdown and chemical decomposition of rocks and minerals. See, so in weathering process is nothing but what happens here. So the physically there is a breakdown takes place, and chemically decomposition of the chemical rocks and minerals takes place. Okay, so hence the weathering is the process of physical breakdown and chemical decomposition of rocks and minerals near or at the surface of the earth, near the surface of the earth or at the surface of the earth. Okay, so this physical and chemical decomposition is primarily done. So this process is done by which of the following factors? Let's see. So this physical and chemical decomposition of the rocks and minerals usually takes place or done by the wind water, and climate. So these three factors will affect the physical and chemical decomposition, that we call it as a what? Weathering of the rocks. As a result of these processes, physical and chemical decomposition processes, as a result, large rock particles or large rock pieces are converted into smaller pieces, and eventually they become smaller in size. Okay, so eventually they becomes very smaller and they form the soil. Okay, so now let's go for the question number 5. So how is clay soil useful for crops? Okay, so you have to understand how the clay soil becomes very useful for the crops. Why do we say the clay soil is very much important and it is much useful for the crops? Yes, let's go for the answer now. So see, you already studied the clay soil contains very small sized particles. Am I right or not? Yes. So due to the very small size of the particles of clay soil, so particles are packed tightly. So particles of the clay soil are packed tightly, and therefore they can retain more amount of water. Yes, so once again let's see the answer. So due to the small size of the particles of the clay soil, what happens here? The particles are tightly packed and they can retain more amount of, therefore they can retain more amount of water, they can hold more amount of water. So clay soil is also rich in organic matter. So along with that, so clay soil is also rich in organic matter, so for growing crops such as wheat, gram, and paddy. Okay, in order to grow the crops like wheat crop, gram, as well as paddy crop, so it also rich in organic matter. So the soil is very good at retaining the water and rich in organic matter, is very much suitable for growing such crops. The soil which is rich in organic matter and can hold more amount of water or retain water is very much suitable for growing the crops such as wheat, gram, and paddy. So therefore clay soils have these characters and it is useful for such a kind of crops which we grow in our farms. Okay, so dear students, let us put a full stop here. So let me continue the remaining part of the exercise in next class. Thank you and have a nice day.